Welcome to Believers Talk and the start of Week 6 in the National Football League. Hope you're all enjoying the Eagles and the Giants game. Not much to enjoy at this point as the Eagles going to halftime up 24-6. If you watched the Sabres earlier today, sorry to say the Sabres did lose 6-1. However, we're still looking a lot better than we have the past couple seasons. But in this episode of Believers Talk, we want to talk about the pregame of the Buffalo Bills versus the Houston Texans, which is coming up this Sunday. Welcome to Believers Talk. My name is Joe. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe to this channel as we will be going live this Sunday for the game to do live stream, live reaction, and play-by-play. So if you can't watch the game somewhere else, come on YouTube and we'll happily have the game on here for you. We'll be chatting back and forth. We've done the live streams before. You can check them from before. It's a lot of fun here, guys. So again, this Sunday, Buffalo at the Houston Texans. Join us on the live stream and we'll happily have a good time. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. It will notify you when we go live. Again, it was live Tuesday to talk about the Derek Anderson trade or signing. A lot of things happening if you're a Bills fan. Huge game this week. Both Houston and Buffalo 2-3. This game can decide if the season is looking promising, possibly playoffs, or if we are completely in that rebuild mode. We're talking about that McCoy trade. Hasn't happened yet, obviously, but that's something that we can put on the back burner until this week's done. So Houston, Buffalo, what do we need to know? So breaking this game down, we're looking at 4 key matchups. I feel like 4 key matchups. The most exciting matchup for me and for anyone who is a fan of this game, who's going to be watching this game, whether you're a Texans fan or you're a Bills fan, it's going to be Hopkins versus White. Tre'Davious White versus DeAndre Hopkins. One of the best receivers in the NFL going up against one of the best young corners in the NFL. A lot of people saying that Tre'Davious White has not been as good as last year. No interceptions yet to this season. This would be a great week if you're a Bills fan for him to get 1, maybe 2 if we're lucky. But DeAndre Hopkins is just a beast. We know what he is capable of. So far this season in the NFL, he's averaging about almost 8 receptions a game for $118, and he has 2 touchdowns. So we need to stop that, but it doesn't just stop there, guys. Unfortunately, their wide receiving core is just stacked. You got Will Fuller, you got some other great wide receivers in the slot. So we have to be good in the secondary, which is one of our strong suits if we want to win this game. So that's the first key matchup that I'm going to be looking forward to watching. The second key matchup is going to be Dion Dawkins versus Jadeveon Clowney. Jadeveon Clowney is one of those guys, he doesn't always line up at the same spot, but when he lines up against Dion Dawkins is going to have to be able to stand his ground. Unfortunately, Dion Dawkins is our best offensive lineman, so we need him to be able to hold his ground when Jadeveon Clowney lines up against him. We need someone to protect Josh Allen. We know that Josh Allen's going to need some time. And in order to get some time, they're going to have to do a good job up front. And we know this Houston front 4 can really get after the quarterback. And if they can't, they have linebackers behind who we'll get to in a second here who can get to the quarterback as well. My third matchup, interesting to watch, is Tremaine Edmonds versus Deshaun Watson. Now, really in this situation, I could say our linebackers, looking at you, Lorenzo Alexander, looking at you, Milano, looking at you, Tremaine Edmonds, to stop Deshaun Watson. We really need the linebackers to keep Deshaun Watson in the pocket. Watson's already rushed for over 200 yards this season, and we need to be able to make him not extend plays, because if he extends plays, that's how those wide receivers will get open for those deep passes down the field. That's something we do not want. Corners, no matter how good the corners and safeties are, and we get some of our safeties back this week too, so we should be happy about that. I'll talk about that in the injury report. But no matter how good they are, you give a team enough time, you give wide receivers enough time, they're going to get open. So we need our linebackers to be able to stop Deshaun Watson from extending plays. So those are my top 3. Then the fourth one is going to be Josh Allen versus J.J. Watt. Right now, J.J. Watt sits tied with the league lead with 6 sacks so far this season. Josh Allen's going to have to read where he's going to be pre-snap. Josh Allen has not been great at reading things pre-snap so far this season, so I really want to see how he improves with one of the best linebackers in the game watching him, or defensive ends, depending on where he lines up. That's another thing about J.J. Watt. He can line up in many different spots, and it's kind of confused Josh Allen. So he really needs to watch out for J.J. Watt, see where he lines up, do some pre-snap reads. Don't be afraid to do some long snap counts just to see what J.J. Watt is doing. Again, this Houston Texans front four and the linebacking crew, they can really get after the quarterback here. So we really need to protect Josh Allen. Probably get some quick reads out there as well, so that way Josh Allen does not feel like he's holding onto the ball for too long. So those are my 4 key matchups in this game to watch out for. I think these 4 things need to really go Buffalo's way in order for us to feel like we have a chance to win this game. I don't know if anyone's noticed or not, but Vegas does not give us much of a chance, having us as 10-point dogs as we go into Houston. I saw Eric Wood tweeted earlier this week, and I kind of agree. That seems like a lot considering both these teams are 2-3. Houston hasn't exactly wowed you all the time so far this season, but we're going to see what happens, guys. Obviously, again, this Sunday we'll be streaming the game live, play-by-play reaction here on Believers Talk. So if you have not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we'll happily give this game to you live. Mark Davis, welcome. Watson is listed on the injury report. I will get down to that in a second, but it does look like he is going to play in this game. It would be nice. I mean, I'm not a fan of injuries to anybody, but it would obviously help the Bills' chances if he was unable to play in this game. But it does look like he's going to be able to play. I wanted to get through some statistics for both teams so far this year. So far, obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, that's where the Bills have struggled. Currently, on total offense, the Bills are ranked 31st. The Houston Texans are ranked 4th. So there's obviously a huge gap there. The Houston Texans average 423 yards per game, where the Buffalo Bills only average 221. Rushing the ball, the Houston Texans average 116 rushing yards, which is good for 10th. Buffalo averages 99.4, which is good for 20th. Passing, Houston 307.2, which is good for 7th. Buffalo 121.8, which is good for 32nd, and the worst in the league. Go over to the defensive side of the ball, and this is obviously where the Bills are better. Buffalo currently has the 6th best defense according to yards per game in the NFL. Buffalo is currently only allowing 330.8 yards per game. The Houston Texans are allowing 364, which is good for 14th. Passing the ball, the Bills allow 234 yards, which is good for 10th. And the Houston Texans allow 269, which is 18th. Rushing the ball, the Bills allow 96.2, which is good for 12th, where the Houston Texans only allow 95. So they're actually better than us in rush defense, which really hurts us because running the ball is really how we're going to get a good chance to win this game. So injury report. This is going back to what Mark Davis said earlier about Watson. We're going to start on the Houston Texans side of the ball. Only 2 players for the Texans did not participate this week in practice. You're looking at Aaron Colvin, cornerback, and Brian Peters, inside linebacker. Both of those guys are listed as doubtful for this game coming up this Sunday, so I do not expect to see them in there. However, they do have a bunch of high-profile names that were listed as limited in practice, and that includes Deshaun Watson, Lamar Miller, running back, Will Fuller, wide receiver, and DeAndre Hopkins, wide receiver. All 4 of these guys were listed as limited in practice. However, I don't see them missing this game. None of them. I see all 4 of these guys playing in this game. Again, any of these 4 being out would really help the Bills out as far as winning this game or potential to win this game. But I just see all 4 of these guys playing. That's pretty much it for the Texans side of the ball as far as the injury report goes. If you're looking over on the Buffalo Bills side of the ball, we only had 1 player today on Thursday not participate in practice, and that was Charles Clay, our tight end, and that was not due to injury. That was just due for rest. Yesterday, Wednesday, we saw 2 players rest. We saw Lorenzo Alexander and Kyle Williams both get rest. So they were not participants on Wednesday's practice. However, they were participants in Thursday's practice. Today we saw Charles Clay not practice, but that's simply due to rest. So he plans to play on Sunday. Limited in practice. Again, we're talking about those safeties. We did release Marlowe in order to sign Derek Anderson. We did, however, replace Marlowe on the practice squad today. So that's some news. Not really a surprise there with how well he played last Sunday. D. Marlowe has been moved to the Bills practice squad. So if we need him again in the future, he is going to be there. And I think he's a young bright spot possibly for the Buffalo Bills. But both Raphael Bush and Micah Hyde had limited practice today. So they seem to be getting closer and closer to ready to go. So hopefully we'll see them on Sunday. I'm guessing we at least see one of them on Sunday, if not both of them, if we were willing to cut Marlowe and put him on the practice squad. I have to believe that the coaching staff has a reason for that, and that reason being that one of our safeties, again, if not both of them, are feeling pretty healthy up to this point. Welcome, Mark Suchy. Welcome to Believers Talk. If you're new to Believers Talk, just please hit that subscribe button. We will be going live Sunday for live play-by-play. And then on Monday, we'll be doing a post-game show. And then every Thursday at halftime of Thursday Night Football, I'm on here to pregame the following week's game. So if you haven't already subscribed to Believers Talk, hit that subscribe button. Like this video. Leave a comment. Chat with us. I enjoy chatting with you guys. But he says, is Benjamin going to have another huge nothing game? I hope not. We'll get down to my keys to victory, and he's part of the keys to victory, actually. So I really hope he does not. He does have a much better game. We saw Zay Jones kind of improve a little bit last game, so hopefully that's the start of something as well. And LaShawn McCoy get another week to rest those ribs, and hopefully he'll start feeling more towards 100% as well. But we'll get to that in my keys to victory. Also limited in practice today was Tre'Davious White. He has an ankle issue that he's been nursing. We really need him to play on Sunday. I don't see us even having much of a chance if he's not playing and if he's not lined up against Hopkins. Hopkins, I still feel Hopkins is going to get his. You know, you look at like J.J. Watt and Hopkins, you know they're going to do something, right? They're stars in this league, and the reason why they're stars is because you know they're going to get his or get theirs. My biggest thing for Hopkins is that, you know, we keep him out of the end zone. You know, I said he was averaging eight catches for 118 yards this year. You know, if we hold him to less than that, that's a win in my book. You know, and that's saying something. You know, if we can hold him to 6 catches for 100 yards, like that's a good day for most wide receivers. But if we keep him out of that end zone, I think that's pretty key for us. And I think Tre'Davious White is the one guy on our team who can prevent him from getting in the end zone. So we'll see what happens there. But also John Miller, one of our guards, he's it's. You look at this offensive line, and you look at someone who's questionable, and you say plug someone else in. What's the worst that can happen? You know, John Miller has been plaguing us with penalties this year, whether it be jumping before the snap or holding. He's had a few of those so far this season, so he will be playing more than likely. He was listed as limited, but it does not look like he will miss this game. He's listed as probable to play. So, you know, our offensive line is rough. We know that. I think I tweeted earlier this week, like Pro Football Focus has us ranked as the 26th or 27th worst offensive line. Hard to believe that there are 5 offensive lines that are worse than ours, guys. But, you know, after watching, you know, it's fine watching this Eagles-Giants game, and man, this Giants offensive line isn't looking that good either. So we'll see what happens there. Obviously, we have a lot of ways we can address that come this off season. It's just going to be a long season between now and then. And you feel bad for Josh Allen. Again, Josh Allen's been sacked so far 17 times this season. And that not this season, over his first 4 starts. That's not even including the second half of the Baltimore game. Over his first 4 starts of his career, and over the past 10 years, no quarterback has been sacked more in that span. So that's not a good start to a career. We also happened in Cleveland with, in Houston. Actually, talking about Houston with Derek Carr when that happened to him. You know, just his career was not the same after that. So hopefully that doesn't happen to Josh Allen. Hopefully we continue to see him grow. You know, we just need to see that happen, and we want to see this improvement. Make sure he was worth the first-round pick and the 2 seconds that we gave up to jump up to get him. So, but that's it on the injury side of things. Getting to our keys of victory, the game, the Thursday night game between the Eagles and Giants is back on as the Eagles receive the kickoff, so I'll try to get us out of here shortly. So you can go back to watching the game if you would like. Again, it's 24-6. To start the second half. But my keys to victory in this game are quite simple. My first key to victory is an effective passing game. We need to set up the pass to establish the run, or establish the pass to set up the run, however you word it. We need to pass the ball much better than we did last week. Much better than we have so far this whole season. We need to be able to pass the ball. We need to make the Houston Texans respect our passing game. Right now, no one respects our passing game. This will include Kelvin Benjamin stepping up. You know, I talked in the post game of the last game this past Monday about how I enjoy watching Kelvin Benjamin block downfield. We've all been ripping him as a wide receiver, but he has done a good job blocking downfield on those running plays, especially. So I do look forward to seeing him help out in the run game, of course, because we will need to run the ball still in order to win this game. But in order to do that, in order to set that up, we need to do better at passing the ball. This Texans team will not respect our run. They'll put 8 or our pass. They will put 8 in the box, and we'll see. But we really need to pass the ball, whether that be Zay Jones, whether that be Ray McLeod, whether that be Robert Foster, or whether that be Kelvin Benjamin. We just need to see that better. Or our tight ends, even Charles Clay, talking about Logan Thomas, someone who can just open up the field a little bit, guys. Give Josh Allen a target to throw to. Again, Josh Allen's going to have a lot of quick reads, too, in this game, with just how much pressure Houston can get on the quarterback. So we need our wide receivers to get separation early. And that also goes on to Dable, right, our offensive coordinator, that really put some pressure on him to get set up some plays to make it easier for Josh Allen to read the defense, to get the ball out of his hands quickly, and to get a fast receiver. Get the ball in the playmakers' hands. I know everyone says we don't have a lot of playmakers on offense, and we don't, but we need to get in their hands, let them make a play downfield, and see what happens instead of having Allen hold on to the ball or just relying on McCoy. Again, I look at this Giants game and I see what happens when you simply rely on the running back. Saquon Barkley's looking really good, but you're still down 24-6. So last thing we need is to go down big early, and so we need to hold on to the ball, and we need to get those wide receivers open early, get some easy first downs, get some chunk plays downfield maybe, just to start off the game so we can open up the run. So second key to victory is do not let Watson extend plays. We have seen this happen to multiple teams multiple times playing the Texans. You let Deshaun Watson extend a play with his legs, look downfield, continue to move around the pocket or even outside the pocket, and then he finds Hopkins or Fuller wide open downfield. Because again, you give a wide receiver enough time, he's going to get open. Benjamin does suck. Welcome to Believers Talk. I'm going to mispronounce your name, so I'm going to try to say it. But Benjamin does suck. He has not lived up to the hype this year or last year or any year after his rookie year, really. Unfortunately for him, that second year he tore his ACL. Nothing you can do about that. But ever since his rookie season, he really has not done what people draft him to do. Because he was, for Carolina, I think he was a top 10 draft pick. I think he was drafted 9th overall. So you would expect more from your 9th overall draft pick. But he just hasn't lived up to the potential after that first year. So, but again, you know what? The past is the past. He can start stepping up as of this Sunday, and then maybe Bills fans will start to like him a little bit more if he steps up into that role of that number one wide receiver like he really should be. But we'll see. So yeah, my second key to victory: don't let Watson extend plays. We can't let that happen. And then my third key to victory is what we've been talking about a little bit with Tre'Davious White as well. We need to get turnovers. We're on the road. We're a double-digit dog at this point. We need to get turnovers. Create short fields for Josh Allen. We also what happened in that Minnesota Vikings game when Josh Allen had short fields to work with. Let Josh Allen create things as well. Deshaun Watson is not the only quarterback in this game who can create plays with his legs. So far Josh Allen has 3 rushing touchdowns, and which is more than passing touchdowns at this point, unfortunately. But he's able to extend plays with his legs as well. So these wide receivers cannot be giving up on routes. We saw that in the last game. We actually saw that a couple times with Kelvin Benjamin and Zay Jones giving up on routes when Josh Allen is still scrambling behind the line of scrimmage trying to make something happen. We can't let that happen. Get these receivers to play until the whistle blows, so that way they can get open downfield. Josh Allen can extend a play. Maybe that will create openings downfield in the passing game as well. We'll see. But so those are the 3 keys to victory. I will go over in the I normally get on the live chat at 12:30 before the game starts at 1. I'll go over the injury report again there. I'll go over again these keys to victory, and I will also give you my prediction as far as will the Bills cover the spread and the over-under. I will see what the over-under is set at, and we will see if the Bills and the Texans will cover that. I do that every Sunday. Like I said, right now the Texans are a 10-point favorite. I think that might be a little bit too high, but I will give you my score prediction on Sunday. And then What do you think about this? All the shady talk? Personally, I don't think we're trading LaShawn McCoy. I think we're hearing that the price tag for LaShawn McCoy is a second and third round draft pick, and the reason and people would, a team would be crazy, absolutely crazy, to give up that much for LaShawn McCoy, for a 30-year-old running back with all these off the field issues that still keep happening. And he's only had one good game this year. And it was an average game. It was 24 carries for 85 yards. And that's not worth a second and third round draft pick. I would love to see him do better in this game and maybe do better in the next game as well. And as we hit that trade deadline, see what happens. But at this point, I think it would be crazy for a team to give up a second and third. But I also think it would be crazy for Bean and McDermott to go down on their asking price. Is there an asking price for LaShawn McCoy? Absolutely. Everyone has a price. If you $1 Million Man, if you know the reference, everyone has a price. So we'll see what happens. But I don't think Shady's going to be traded anytime soon. I feel like if the Eagles were traded for Shady McCoy, it would have been before this game on Thursday. And since they haven't, it won't happen until closer to the trade deadline now. As I'm watching the game, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted as the game's going on in front of me. But I don't see anything happening with LaShawn McCoy other than him being a Buffalo Bill. I don't make anything. I actually got mad at ESPN's Buffalo Bills coverage guy, Mike Rodak, who tweeted about what McCoy said about how he should never have been traded from Philadelphia. And that was all he put in his tweets. Like, McCoy's press conference was a lot longer than that, and he said a lot. So when he said he shouldn't have been traded, what are you trying to do? You're trying to create drama where there is none? Because I don't think there is none. I don't make anything of what LaShawn McCoy said. LaShawn McCoy said that, he's just looking forward to Sunday. He's trying to focus on Sunday, and that's what we need our players to do, is focus on Sunday. But I do see LaShawn McCoy staying in Buffalo. But for the short term, definitely, maybe closer to trade deadline, something happens, but I just don't see it at this moment. The Bills will definitely have to drop down from their asking price for a second and third. If we just get second from LaShawn McCoy, I think that's absolutely something you have to take, but we'll see what happens there. So that's it for my coverage of the Titans versus the Texans versus the Buffalo Bills. That's come up this Sunday. So if you are not a subscriber to Believers Talk, hit that subscribe button. We will be going live this Sunday for the Houston Texans Buffalo Bills games for live play-by-play reaction. I cannot show the game due to the copyright rules and such of that, so YouTube would shut me down. But we will be here. I'll be giving you live play-by-play. We'll be having conversation during the game. So join us for that game. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when we go live. Again, we've gone live 4 times this week, guys, because as soon as Derek Anderson was signed, we went live. We did the post game, we're doing the pregame, and then, of course, we did the game on Sunday. So you never know when we're going live here on Believers Talk. A lot going on. If something happens with McCoy, we will go live on here as well. So again, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, like us on Twitter, follow us on Facebook, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, however it works. Social media is going up, just going crazy, guys, but we are on those media platforms as well, so join us on there. But that's all I have for you for this game. Join us this Sunday, but till next time, go Bills.